Hi, everybody, and welcome to Dishin with the Dietitian. I am so excited tonight to say hello to everybody, as to this is the season for ice cream, and so I don't know about you, but it's my absolute favorite. And who says you can't have it? So today we're going to take a deep dive into the ice cream treats out there, and we're going to judge them based on their taste, because they have to taste good, as well as their nutritional contribution. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Debbie Kravitsky. I've been a registered dietitian for over 30 years. Currently, I'm a clinical dietitian at the Massachusetts General Hospital Cardiovascular Disease Prevention Center. I also have a private practice that I offer through Zoom. If this interests you, please contact me at Debbie, Debbie Kravitsky @gmail.com, and we can arrange a time for us to meet through Zoom, and I can give you a personalized roadmap. I also consult with many corporations, and I have appeared in national publications such as Harper's Bazaar, Family Circle magazine, and I've also appeared in television. It gives me my greatest joy and pleasure to help you to reach your dietary goals. Together, we will shop, we will cook, and I will navigate the way. And I'm so thrilled because I can see some wonderful people here already. Good evening to you, Janice, and to Tom. I am you look forward to Tuesdays. This is so nice of you. I just totally love it. So, I don't see anybody else. Oh, here we go. And hello, how are you? Chuck Gordon. I am from the ice cream aisle of Whole Foods. So perfect. Where do you see what I found, Chuck? Go slowly in the aisles so so that you can take your time and listen. And I am Karen, my favorite subject. You know, many people have tried to eat ice cream without a smile on their face, but they just can't. It's impossible. Many have tried. They've all failed. Hi, Susan. How are you? And Richard, I am so excited. You know, I was hoping this would be a good one, and I can tell already that it is, because who doesn't love ice cream? The idea is it doesn't have to sabotage your goals. It also doesn't have to taste chalky and have a bad aftertaste. So look how fun this is. You won't believe. Look how fun. You can put it in a bowl of Jimmy's and serve it to people, and it will stand up just fine. Wait till you see what that was. Unbelievable. So I thought we would divide this into 3 categories. I'm going to go through each one, and then I'm going to give you my picks, the dish worth driving for. I'm going to channel my inner Phantom Gourmet and have the dish worth driving for. I also want to show you a peek under the covers, so to speak, because many times you see the boxes, but you don't know what the product looks like. I'm going to show you that as well. We all scream for ice cream. Totally. Great topic. Awesome. I was hoping I was on the right page, and you guys are. Wait till you see what I found. It's beyond. Let's start with the ice creams, because I know you're in the aisle there, and so we have to start with the ice creams. I want to tell you that that I started by looking to see, a lot of ice creams, the ones I looked at were not the premium ice creams, but the ones that kind of made claims that they were either going to be low in calories or they were going to offer some kind of benefit at all. And I thought, let's take a look and let's see, are they really delivering? And if they do, how do they do on taste? Needed to put my glasses on just to make sure I don't miss my notes. So here we go. When we looked at the keto, I did take a look at the keto, which does contain dairy, but I have to tell you that there's a keto ice cream that they vary. All of these brands vary by by the flavor that you choose. So you can't describe a halo effect to any one brand. But the keto brand, just to give you an idea why I'm not a fan of keto, 2/3 of a cup of their chocolate gives you 240 calories, 16.9 grams of saturated fat. So while we're going through this, and And Chuck, while you're in the aisles, I'm going to tell you, if you can write in on your phone, I want to do what my son tells me he does when he's with me, is that is he teaches me how to fish. He gives me the skills so that when new products come out, when you're in the supermarket aisles and you see something and maybe it was covered or maybe it wasn't, you're going to have the skills to know whether it was a good choice for you or not. So here's my criteria. I always check saturated fat. Why? Because it raises LDL over time. And right then and there upon digestion, it causes your arterial walls to stiffen. That puts more pressure on the heart to pump through a stiffer opening and increases the risk for heart disease. So your number 2, there should be no more than 2 grams of saturated fat in a serving. The other thing I'm looking at is the added sugar. And the new label affords you that opportunity to look and see how much of the sugar that they list is added. So check that line. And the reason why we watch the sugar, many. One, it increases inflammation throughout the body. It is addictive, make no bones about it. The more you have it, the more of it you'll need to have. And it also we know as sugar intake goes up, obesity, diabetes, mortality from heart disease goes up. It's no wonder why I'm checking the sugar. So let's take a look. The keto has low sugar, but where 2 was the number for saturated fat, their chocolate flavor has 16.9. That never came home. Their keto peanut butter cup, 2/3 of a cup, 240 calories, 10 grams of saturated fat, where I'm looking for 2, never comes home. The Kind came out with a line of frozen bars and frozen ice creams, and I so wanted this to work because the flavors, oh, they sounded pretty good to me. They had the caramel almond sea salt, but 2/3 of a cup of it at 300 calories, I can go for a premium ice cream here. And 5 grams of saturated fat, 2 is your number, 5 too much, and 3 teaspoons of added sugar. If you want to know how I know it's teaspoons of sugar, even though they're listing sugars in grams, I'm a visual learner. I've got to see it in order to get it. Not having been raised in the metric system, the grams don't do anything for me. I don't know about all of you. But if you take the grams of sugar and you divide by 4, that tells you how many teaspoons. Now you have a visual, and it's all added sugar. They've told you that. So it's 3 teaspoons of added sugar. To give you perspective on sugar for the day, women and men, we both get discretionary allowances for added sugar. Of course, going under this amount is better. Less is more. But for women, it's no more than 6 teaspoons a day for a woman and no more than 9 for a man. The average American at one point was including 22.5 teaspoons of added sugar every day. It hurts your feelings to say it. I think we've come down to about 17.5 now, but whoa, that's a lot of sugar, is it not? So the caramel almond sea salt, too high in sugar, too high in saturated fat, didn't come home. They also have a strawberry, because I thought maybe I was gilding the lily by looking at the caramel, but 240 calories, 3.5 grams of saturated fat. Even if you don't have heart disease, don't go more than 3 grams. If you have heart disease, don't go more than 2. At 3.5, you're still above. And this has 3.5 teaspoons of added sugar, still too much. The Stonyfield frozen yogurt, I thought maybe look at a frozen yogurt, it might be better. The vanilla fudge, 2/3 of a cup. For most companies, the serving size is 2/3 of a cup, but you will see that there are some who lower their serving size to a half a cup, which I found stunning. So they look like they're a little better off, but they're not, because you're not getting as much. 2/3 of a cup of the Stonyfield frozen yogurt, the vanilla fudge, 190 calories, not bad. 2 grams of saturated fat. So far, so good, till we got to the sugar. And the sugar was 6.5 teaspoons of added sugar. This one, or 6 teaspoons of added sugar, at 6 teaspoons, that's your day. I don't think you should do your whole day in just this frozen yogurt. Of course, you get to choose that. But there will be so many things that you won't realize, from salad dressings to who knows what, that already have added sugar, that I don't think that's a great idea. Hi, Richard Johnson. How are you? I'm so happy you're here. Ice cream is the topic, as you know. My favorite was Enlighten. Enlighten has 3 in their line. They have a ketogenic line, and I tell you all the time, run from that. We know high saturated fat intake it will increase risk, but we do know that they have a light line. They call it light. Get their light line. Their vanilla at 2/3 of a cup is only 100 calories and 1.5 grams of saturated fat. That check, and 1 gram of sugar, which is 1/4 of a teaspoon. This is a win-win-win, and it tastes delicious. Some of these had chalky aftertaste that didn't sit well with me. The Enlightened Light, thumbs up, double thumbs up. They also have a mint chocolate chip. If you don't have heart disease, this would work for you. It's 110 calories for the 2/3 of a cup serving, 3 grams of saturated fat. My heart patients, this isn't for us. But also only 1/4 of a teaspoon of sugar. My next one, equally as good, these aren't A and B, these are both ones, is the Halo. When Halo first came out, I have to tell you the story, the saga of the Halo. Halo ice cream, when it first came out, I thought it was phenomenal because I love ice cream and I wanted so badly to be able to eat it, and Halo checked all the boxes. Then as I kept going, Halo got like a chalky aftertaste. Well, they must have changed the formula because Halo, beyond. Their peanut butter, which is right here, and I hate to do this, but it's going to melt. And so, what can I tell you? Delicious, delicious. I would think I was having a premium Brigham's ice cream. It is beyond, and it is totally heart healthy. So I say get the Halo peanut butter. It's 110 calories for the serving. It's 1.5 grams of saturated fat, which is less than 2, and it's less than a teaspoon of sugar. Here's what it looks like. They figured that you might eat the pint. I get that, at 330 calories for the whole pint, but don't eat the pint. Stay with the serving size, and the serving size, it's the 2/3 of a cup. And I can tell you, it is beyond. And you may want to ask yourself, I just took it off the thing. You may want to ask yourself, what is she doing showing this in a cone? Well, here is the best news ever, because don't you love a cone? Sometimes you need the crunch. So this is Enlightened. Enlightened comes in cones, and each cone is 30 calories with no sugar at all and no fat. It is sweetened a little bit. It must be with erythritol, which is just a natural sweetener, not a problem. And also the monk fruit extract, which they claim is the healthiest of all the sweeteners out there. From the monk fruit, the downside is that monk fruit is a little more expensive, harder to find, but this is an extract from the monk plant, which was used by monks years ago. And this, when you eat it on its own, it was stunning. My daughter and I both tried this on its own. We did taste testing for the sake of all of you. Of course, we sacrificed ourselves. But this on its own didn't taste so great. It was okay, but not great. When I put it in the ice with ice cream, we had a winner. So that was amazing. Totally amazing. For another, they also, Halo has the birthday cake flavor, 3 grams of saturated fat, not for my heart patients, but for those who don't have heart disease, and 1.25 teaspoons of added sugar. So read the flavors. You've got to read it before you eat it. That's your mantra. Look for 2 grams, look for no more. Divide the grams of sugar by 4. This is Arctic Zero. Now I want to we're going to get to the non-dairy in a minute. Sorry, I'm going way ahead. Sweet Scoops, frozen, has a black raspberry, 140 calories, 3.5 grams of saturated fat, not good for anybody, 4 teaspoons of sugar, and that was with a lowered serving size of 1/2 cup. That's stunning, isn't it? Fairlife, it is the double pasteurized milk. They say that it is good for those who have lactose intolerance. I can tell you that I have many patients who do have lactose intolerance, and some of them can tolerate the Fairlife, but not all of them. It depends on how sensitive you are to lactose. But they did come out with an ice cream. It does have 4 grams of saturated fat. That's why it never came home. And it does have 3.5 teaspoons of sugar. Sorry, Fairlife, I can't give you a thumbs up. Kemp's has a frozen yogurt in their caramel praline crunch, 2/3 of a cup, 150 calories, pretty good. 0.5 gram of saturated fat. We're really good till we get to the sugar, and the sugar is 4.5 teaspoons. Kemp's, I'm sorry, you didn't come home. They do have a chocolate, same thing. It has 3.5 teaspoons of sugar. You can decide if you want to use 3.5 teaspoons of sugar. It's part of your daily allotment. You can. The chocolate frozen yogurt by Kemp's, 2/3 of a cup, 120 calories. It's fat-free. So it can fit if you wanted to, but just be mindful of the rest of your day. Alon has a frozen yogurt in the coffee flavor, 170 calories for the serving, 2 grams of saturated fat. It fits till we get to the sugar. Just so you know, it's almost 4 teaspoons of sugar. So you've got to decide if this is where you want to spend your sugar or not. Breyers has a Carb Smart in the chocolate flavor. 2/3 of a cup is 110 calories, 4 grams of saturated fat. That's why it didn't come home, and 2 teaspoons of sugar. So watch these things. And they taste differently. So let's go. Many people ask me, how am I doing so far, everybody? Let me know. Have you made your list? Are you going shopping? If you're in the supermarket at Whole Foods and you see the halo, I would totally pick that up. If you see an Enlightened Light, I would totally pick that one up too. But make sure you read the flavor. Jack, I can tell you that the Halo Peanut Butter Cup, oh, if you like peanut butter, it's beyond. It's so good. Sometimes I'm surprised when these things really taste creamy. If they make me feel like I'm having a premium ice cream and I'm not satisfying anything, that's when I can give it the thumbs up, and particularly if it fits the bill in terms of nutrition. Let me know, you guys. I love hearing from you. Let me know how I'm doing. And many people have lactose intolerance. Many people don't want to include dairy. And a lot of people have asked me, is anything you're going to show me tonight dairy-free? And of course it is. I always listen to you guys. That's why I'm here. So let's start with one of the biggest crazes that I hear a lot about, and that's oat milk, oat ice cream, oat. Well, let's take a look. You got to do a deep dive. The beauty of Planet Oat ice cream is that it is lactose free. It's also nut free. It contains oat milk, sugar, syrup, and it's got coconut oil. Do you know where I'm going here? Their chocolate chip cookie dough, 2/3 of a cup, 280 calories. That's pretty high calories. Hi, Tom. You're doing great. Thank you. Almost never have ice cream. When I do, give me Brigham's vanilla and load it with chocolate sauce. And you can do that once in a while. And Fred, you love the grams to top. Oh, good. I want to make this user friendly. I'm so glad, Fred, that you're here and that you're loving that. And Richard, I'm knocking it out of the park. Go you, Richard. Oh, Helene, how are you? You've had it, the Halo Top peanut butter. So you know that I am speaking the truth. It is beyond. And there's so many things you can do with it, particularly if you like Reese's. If you want to go a little further, you can use some chocolate Jimmy's. You can roll it in dark chocolate and let it harden and have your own frozen ice cream ball. How fun would that be? The Planet Oat in chocolate chip cookie dough, 2/3 of a cup, 280 calories. I think now we're getting pretty high calorie. And you're ready for this? Where 2 is your number for saturated fat. The oat ice cream, 10 grams of saturated fat and almost 5 teaspoons of sugar. That isn't coming anywhere near me. And it's $6 a pint. I mean, seriously, some of this stuff was outrageously expensive. Delish, Helene. I know. There is Oatly. The beauty of Oatly is it's vegan. In their coffee flavor, it's 2/3 of a cup is 210 calories. If you should eat the pint, you're at 630. That's a far cry from the 330 in Halo. And 8 grams of saturated fat, where 2 was your number. And not to mention that it's 4.5 teaspoons of added sugar. This is added sugar I'm talking about. I'm not talking about anything else but the added sugar. Also $6 a pint. So this oat ice cream lines, I didn't find a one. None of them worked. There's also a Kato avocado ice cream in their vanilla bean. They claim that the plus is that there's few ingredients and it is dairy free. What's interesting is they did lower the serving size where everybody else is 2/3 of a cup. This is only a half a cup for 170 calories. So those of you good in math, figure out what 2/3 of a cup would be. 1.5 grams of saturated fat. It works. 3 teaspoons of sugar. So you have to decide on that one. They're so delicious. The soy coconut milk frozen dessert in vanilla bean also lowered their serving to half a cup. Stunning. And It's 100 calories, 7.5 grams of saturated fat, way too much, and all but low sugar. Hello, thanks for the presentation. I'm at a very Whole Foods on Beacon Street. Oh, I know that one in Brookline. And they don't have right, it's a small one, isn't it? So you ended up with the Enlightened 90-calorie coconut bar. We'll try it and see. Right, 1.5 grams of saturated fat, that works. 3 grams of sugar, that's perfect. So enjoy. That's a great choice that you made. Go you. I love it. You read it before you eat it. That's exactly what you want to do. The So Dairy Free has cookie dough, coconut milk. It's sweetened with coconut milk, 2/3 of a cup, 270 calories, 13 grams of saturated fat, and 6 teaspoons of sugar. Forget about it. The Arctic Zero. Here's an interesting one. Sometimes it's very subjective taste. So Arctic Zero, let's start. It totally fits the bill in terms of nutrition. Half a cup. They did lower the serving size. It's only 40 calories. It gives you some 4 grams of fiber and a teaspoon and a quarter of saturated fat. There and a teaspoon and a quarter of sugar, no saturated fat whatsoever. The salted caramel, 50 calories, 10 more, no fat, and 2 teaspoons of sugar. Now, this is the Arctic Zero. I wanted to try these things. It's half a cup is 40 calories, no fat, so no saturated fat, 4 grams of fiber, a teaspoon and a quarter of sugar. And this is the cookie shake. I was trying to think that my kids might like this and this might work. So I tasted it. I thought it was chalky. I didn't like it. My husband doesn't do great with a lot of lactose, a lot of dairy. He can do a little bit, but not a lot. And so he thought this was okay. He thought it was fine. So for me, I didn't give it a thumbs up, but my husband does. So take that any way you like. It might be worth a try if you're looking for dairy-free. This is Open Nature. Open Nature has a cashew non-dairy dessert. It is plant-based. They have in their vanilla bean, 2/3 of a cup is 190 calories. It's 1.5 grams of saturated fat that fits, and it's 3.5 teaspoons of sugar. So you get to it work if you're mindful of the rest of your day. Excuse me. Nick's ice cream is lactose free. It's sweetened with stevia as well as with monk fruit in their peanut butter cup. And by the way, this got rave reviews for taste. A half a cup, they lowered their serving size, is 90 calories and 2 grams of saturated fat. That works, and very low sugar, less than a teaspoon of sugar. So if you like Nick's ice cream and you want a lactose-free choice, it got rave reviews for taste, and it totally fits the bill. They also have a vanilla, 60 calories instead of the 90 for half a cup, 1 gram of saturated fat, and a teaspoon of sugar. So that totally works. And just to give you an idea why you need to read the label, the same company offers a coffee Caravelle, or Caramel, and it's 80 calories for the serving, 3 grams of saturated fat. So for my heart people, this won't work, but it doesn't have any added sugar. So you get to choose. Some of them are made with something called carrageenan, which is thought to give GI upsets. And so you need to be mindful of that. Trader Joe's has a non-dairy frozen dessert. Their vanilla is 2/3 of a cup is 220 calories. 1.5 grams of saturated fat, that fits the bill. The problem was it is sweetened with sugar, and it has almost 6 teaspoons of sugar, 6 teaspoons of added sugar. That's too much because you're getting it in other foods during the day. Trader Joe's also has an oat-based strawberry ice cream, 2/3 of a cup, 260 calories, 8 grams of saturated fat. Forget about it, and 5 teaspoons of sugar. Hi, Nelson. How are you? I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining me. So for the non-dairies, I'm going with Nick's, and my husband's going with the Arctic Zero. But you get to choose for you. For me, it was a little too chalky, but he thought it was fine. Now we're moving on. Let me know if I'm still enticing you, because this is so much fun. I'm showing you what I love is, let me know if this happens to you. If I take the lid off any of these pints, there is a pretty good chance that I'm going to eat the pint, or I'm going to have more than I think I'm going to have. And that's no good. That doesn't work. So to keep me in check, I love to get things that are pre-portioned. It helps me. Oh, I'm so glad you're doing well, Nelson. So it helps me to stay on track if I get something pre-portioned. So let me show you some of the things that are out there, and then I'm going to show you my winners chicken dinners. All right, here we go. Skinny Cow has a cookie ice cream sandwich in vanilla. It's called Vanilla Gone Wild. It's 150 calories for this ice cream sandwich, 2 grams of saturated fat that fits, and it's 2.5 teaspoons, almost 3 teaspoons of added sugar. So it totally works. If you like Skinny Cow, that would work. It's 150 calories. Just be mindful of that. Friendlies, you got to read these labels. They have an orange cream fruit swirl, only 90 calories, 2 grams of saturated fat, 2 teaspoons of added sugar. Totally works. They also, Friendlies has a Fudgelicious for 100 calories, 1 gram of saturated fat, 2.25 of teaspoons of sugar. If you like this, this works. There are many Fudgicles out there. Another one is Weight Watchers has one, and this is the Popsicle brand Fudge Pops. I love them. They are delicious, but I know some of you out there have tasted them and don't like them at all. They're small. They come like a popsicle would, and they are only 40 calories with no saturated fat and no added sugar. So they totally do work. There is Carb Smart by Breyers. This is it's much bigger. You can see double the size, just like on the package, and it will, for 60 calories instead of 40, you do get a little fat, so it gives it a little creaminess. 2 grams of saturated fat, no added sugar whatsoever. It is sweetened with Splenda, and I thought it tasted delicious. So they're really good. They are good. Oh, go you. Thanks, Richard. Now, there is also delicious, just so you know, is Halo Top in the sea salt caramel. It's 100 calories. It has 1.5 grams of saturated fat. It has a teaspoon and a half of sugar. That totally fits the bill. And they tasted great. I think Halo reformulated, and good for them to do it. On the Popsicle side, I want to tell you that I did try Chloe's no added sugar strawberry pops. Now here, in terms of nutrition, it fit the bill. 40 calories, no fat, no added sugars, sweetened with fruit juice, monk fruit juice concentrate, which I told you is terrific. It tasted to me like frozen ice water with a little strawberry essence. This one fits the bill for nutrition. It just didn't make it on the taste scale. But I'll show you others that did and kind of surprised me. I'm looking for one. I don't see it. I'm going to have to run to my freezer in a minute maybe and show you that I did get one that was amazing to me, because having had the Chloe's, Tom, you bought the ice. I did. I totally did. That's exactly what's for dinner tonight. You're totally right. My daughter said to me, "What's for dinner tonight? Is it ice cream?" Totally, completely. But I felt that I had to. So let me also tell you that Outshine. I want to get you the one. Let me hold on for you guys. I want to get you this frozen lemonade one, which was amazing. So hold on. Sorry. Where did it go? 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 Don't you hate this? The beauty of a live stream. There is a strawberry pop. Do you see it? Jacqueline, do you see it? Here it is. Okay, Chloe's. I wanted to give Chloe's a fair chance, so here we go. Sorry, everybody. You love Fudgicles. I love Fudgicles too. So try any of these, either the Carb Smart, the Weight Watchers, or the Popsicle brand. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Chloe's. I wanted to give them another chance, so I bought their strawberry lemon pops, thinking maybe that would be good. 35 calories, even though the 40-calorie one didn't do it for me. 35 calories. This one does have a little bit of added sugar, 1.5 teaspoons, and no fat. This tasted beyond, like a frozen strawberry on the top and lemonade on the bottom. I loved it. really refreshing, totally delicious. Loved it. It's this size, like a not a twin popsicle, but just like a this is the size. It's delicious. I will show it to you. Um, I started to do the tasting, so you can see some of it's already gone, and it was delicious. I stopped because I could eat all of this stuff. Ice cream is my favorite. Okay, here we go. Next up is my daughter loves the Outshine Bars. So here is the package for Outshine Bars. It's 60 calories for the bar. There is no fat, and it has 3 teaspoons of added sugar. So if you want to include this as part of yours, you certainly can. You just have to decide if you want to use the 3 teaspoons of added sugar here. My absolute surprise and favorite was by Outshine. I love to give, where can you buy? So tell me, Nelson, what you're looking at, and then I can tell you where I got it. Most of these, Tom is completely right. They're all everybody's from a regular market. There's very few I got at Whole Foods. I have to tell you that. Most of it was regular markets, even though Whole Foods might carry these things. Almost everything was either a Star Market or a Roach Brothers or a Stop and Shop. Those were the 3 I went to that I did most of the shopping for this. I went to Roach Brothers, Sudbury Farms first, and then I thought I should see what the other stores have, so I went to Star Market, and then I said, I better not leave out Stop and Shop in case I'm missing anybody. I wanted to make sure I could give you the most broad selection of delicious treats that I absolutely could. So here we go. Sometimes you're surprised in such a good way. Outshine. They have a new flavor called Simply Indulgent, and indulgent it is. This is the coffee flavor. It's like having a latte on cream. It's unbelievable. It's coffee. It's delicious. It's 80 calories, 1.5 grams of saturated fat, and 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. I totally love it. I totally recommend it. 2 thumbs up. Nelson, good. Oh, I'm so glad that helped. Then it came to ice cream sandwiches. Yasso. Oh, may I go out now and buy the peanut butter? Yeah, it's so awesome. It's so good. And it was Halo Top. And it is completely delicious. I totally love it. And here it is right here. I put my so it wouldn't melt. Isn't that delicious? That's what it looks like, Tom. And it's amazing. I know. Cafe. This is delicious. The coffee, delicious. Yasso has an ice cream sandwich. It is only 100 calories. It will give you 1/2 gram of saturated fat, way under the 2. And it has 2 teaspoons of added sugar. And taste, 2 thumbs up. It's delicious. I know this was hard work, but someone had to do it. And here comes my next surprise. Trader Joe's has these delicious small little ice cream cones. You know what I'm talking about, everybody? If you've ever been to Trader Joe's, they have these packages with these mini cones. And I always think I should get them because then I'll have a little one. But I have to tell you, I can never stop at one. I'm not sure why. Probably because of the sugar in it. But Trader Joe's is, I'm not having it right. Trader Joe's, it's probably the sugar, but I eat the whole package, so it doesn't work for me. Know your triggers. But the new kid on the market is by Mad, and they have their minis. These are a surprise and a half. It totally satisfied me. One did the trick. Now they come in different flavors. They come with these like Oreo cookie. They also come with the vanilla cookie. They come with different flavors, ice creams in between. There's mint. There's the vanilla like I have here. There's a chocolate ice cream, a salted caramel, a black raspberry, and they are unbelievable. When you open up the package, look how cute it's packaged, and you can see they've been a hit because in the taste testing, people came back for more, and they are amazing. Look at this. They are delicious. Who could think that would be heart healthy? And yet, it totally is. So it gives you 60 calories. and it gives you 1 gram of saturated fat and a teaspoon and a quarter of sugar. So it totally fits the bill. There are incredible treats out there, everybody. So don't let your summer be without ice cream. Enjoy it. Just make sure you read it before you eat it. You check the label. And I hope that this has been helpful and that these treats find your way into your freezer and that they put the smile on your face. Because as you know, as I said at the beginning, you just can't eat a smile and eat ice cream without a smile on your face. So I hope these put a smile on your face and give you some yummy treats that are heart healthy, and you're smiling, yay. And you don't have to feel like you've sabotaged your goals in any way whatsoever. How nice is that? Oh, I'm so glad, because I really wanted to make sure I could present this in a way that was fun for you guys and that was complete. So I hope that this did the trick. And if there's, of course, if there's anything that you want me to do a live stream on, I love to take suggestions. Oh, Richard, you're welcome. And Fred, I'm so glad you joined. And do you remember Neponset Valley Farms ice cream? No, I don't know that, Jan. And thank you, Tom. I'm so glad. And Roach Brothers thanks you. Yeah, they should. Don't you think? I totally agree. But you can find all these things at all your regular markets. You don't need to go to a special market. Go to whatever's local to you. And I do hope these put a smile on your face. If there's anything you want me to do a live stream on, I'm happy to. I love to take suggestions. Just message me. I need to buy some. My son loves ice cream, but it's a lot of sugar. Right. So choose these that I showed today that are low sugar. You're welcome, Janice. I'm so glad that this was helpful. These foods, where do you see? It's so nice that manufacturers have been able to continue to reformulate so it doesn't have that chalky taste that they've had in the past. And now you can have ice cream. How good is that? All right, everybody. I hope this has been great. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy. The weather's getting better every minute, and we're doing so great with the virus, which is so nice. So stay safe, enjoy, and I will look forward to seeing you guys in 2 weeks. Thank you for joining me. Take care, everybody. Have a great night.